All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Correct Me If I'm
Wrong.
Where I correct these three people when they're wrong.
What?
All right, so we haven't done one of these in a really long time, so it's gonna be story time.
Woo!
So recently, we've kind of talked about how we went on a trip to Houston.
We
did go to Houston.
Yes.
Cannot remember where we went.
Wearing the shirt.
That is true. To go watch a basketball game.
Yeah.
Okay, we went to go watch a basketball game in Houston, and we have a super funny story about Devon being possessed.
Which is funny we're waiting this long to tell this story.
That is true. That's been a long time. So, I'll start it off. In the beginning. I'm just kidding. So, we're one day we wake up and we all get ready because we're going to go eat out or something like that, right? So Devon's going to drive us. So we get into Devon's Jeep. Okay, we hop in there and I'm like sniffing around like, guys, like, do y'all smell that? And Mason's like, yeah, dude, that smells gross. And Nate's like, yeah, it smells so bad. And Devon's like, I don't smell anything. And I was like, it smells like rotten eggs. And Nate and Mason are like, yeah, dude, it smells so gross. And Devon's like, I don't smell anything. And so we're like, okay. So that was weird. So we're like going through Devon's car to try to figure out what's smelling rotten eggs. And we never even figured it out. So
we did not figure out what it was.
We take off. Trust me, guys. That's a huge clue of foreshadowing.
Yes.
That comes into play later on. So then, later that night, me and it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning,
2 o'clock.
and unfortunately, me and Mace are sharing a room, so we can't sleep because we're children. And so we're just like up, like all that, like talking and laughing and like goofing off. And at one point, Devon's in the room with us, like laughing with us too, but he's falling asleep on the floor. You can hear him. I just remember looking over at Mace's bed. He's like jumping up and down on it, laughing, and then all of a sudden he like puts his head on the pillow. He's like, I can't fall asleep.
We were trying to take a nap.
We were trying to take a nap.
Yeah, you were trying to take a nap. That was earlier.
That was earlier today.
So that was so funny.
We were trying to take a nap.
Because like everyone was like falling asleep on me, like we were laughing and joking, and like everyone's like at 1,000 miles an hour, and then everyone was like slowly started. I was like, I'm still at 1,000 miles an hour.
So anyways, so now at this point it's like what, like a 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
We finally fall asleep, and we wake up in the middle of the night. Right? So I wake up, and it's pitch dark, by the way, because all of us like sleeping in the pitch dark. So it's pitch dark in this hotel room, and we're staying at Embassy Suite. So we have 2 rooms basically, one for all of us, and the other one for Devon the snore. And it's pitch black, and I'm like sitting up because I hear weird noise coming from Devon's room. And at first it sounds like footsteps or whatever. And then all of a sudden like this bottle falls, right? And so I'm like waking up, I'm like staring into the hallway where there's like nothing but pitch dark coming from this other room. And Mesa's sitting up too, so I'm looking at Mesa and I'm looking at this hallway that we can't see anything from. Then we hear the water turn on. And we're like, what the heck? What is happening in there? And then the water turns off. And then we hear the shower curtain open, and then the shower curtain close. We're like, what is going on?
This is ridiculous. And I remember I was sitting up.
The door close.
That's coming up.
I was sitting up before you. Like I was already sitting up, and I was like, is nobody hearing this noise? And then I saw Patrick sit up, and apparently the night before, you stood over me while I slept.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I thought he's about to stand up. And then you were just staring off into the hallway, and I was like, do you hear that? You're like, yeah.
Yeah. So I tend to sleepwalk, and apparently the night before I'm literally like, again, I don't remember, but I'm like standing up just staring at Mesa as he's sleeping, and I don't remember any of that.
And I had no idea that happened. May the next day is like, he just watched you sleep. Like, that's creepy.
So anyways, back to our story.
But to paint a picture though, like you and me are sitting up, and it's like Scooby-Doo. Like we have the blanket up to our necks, like trying to like cover ourselves so we don't get taken by the monster.
Staring into this dark abyss.
And the whole time I'm just trying to ignore y'all. Like, oh my
So
gosh.
we're like
are
so
you kidding
scared,
me?
right? So then, like, I'm trying to figure out what's happening, just because, like, I don't know what's happening. And then I heard the door like slam shut, and like, oh my god, I thought maybe like Devon's like sleepwalking. He just ran out the hotel room. So like, at this point, I finally get out of bed, right? And so I get out, and Mesa gets out of bed, and like we're having our like flashlights on, like trying to figure out what's happening. We notice that the bathroom door is closed with the light coming on underneath, right? And so I knock and I'm like,
No, it was pitch black. There was no light.
oh yeah, there was no light at first, okay? And so I'm like, buddy, are you in there? And like, you don't hear anything. I'm like, Devon? And Devon's like, yeah. I'm like, are you okay, man? I'm okay. And so me and Mason look at each other. We go running back, right back to our
Go
beds.
back into bed.
Put the blankets on top of our heads, like scared. We're like, did you hear that? Yeah. We're like, what's happening?
That
I
didn't
don't
sound
know.
like Devon.
So then we're like waiting around, like, a few minutes later, the door opens. Okay, so now there's a little bit of light coming from, enough that you can see the upper part of Devon's chest and a little bit of his head. The rest is pitch black. And like he floats over to us.
Yes, he is floating.
Yes. And we're like, Devon, are you okay? Yes. Like, what was that bottle? I knocked it over. Why'd the water turn on? I was thirsty. Devon, what's my middle name, Devon? Devon, what's my middle name? He goes, Earl. And then he turns around and floats away out of the room. And I'm telling Mesa, my middle name's not Earl. It's not Earl. It's not Earl. So that was a night that we lost Devon, the one that we knew. And we have gained our new possession friend.
So did you mention about the smell and the reason why?
Oh, yeah.
Because
So at this point, after he'd left, okay, I'm talking to Mason. I'm like, dude, like, what is happening?
Oh, yeah, okay. So I'd like to point out the fact, not to cut you off, but I'm legitimately scared. Like, Devon looked terrifying. Like, he wasn't Devon. He was stone-faced. Like, he had no emotion. Every question you asked
Smile
him,
when he was
nothing.
like, yes.
And I was like, I'm scared. And Patrick's making it so much worse because he's like, dude. Again, it's like 5 a.m. at this point. He's like, dude, remember that smell from the car? And I was like, yeah? He's like, isn't that like what you smell before death? And I was like, shut up. He's like, yeah, I'm serious. And I was like, we're like, why would we smell that? And he's like, what if he's possessed? And I was like, oh my God, dude, stop.
I was like, he didn't smell that. We were the only ones
Yes.
to smell that smell.
I was scared. And then Patrick's like, okay, good night.
I just kept picturing like Paranormal Activity where he was just gonna like run through the hallway. Like,
I pictured like the Get Out trailer where the guy's just like barreling down.
Yes.
And for those that don't know, Devon's a big boy. He's pretty swole, so I don't think we went out to take him.
it was the scariest thing of our lives.
Yes.
And this all happened like at the witching hour too. So
5 a.m., man. Who does that stuff?
so what really happened?
I'm still not convinced it's you.
Well,
that's
just
why he got
Mesa.
that's why he got none of the friendship questions right, because he actually doesn't remember
doesn't
our
know.
friendships.
Devon. What's my middle name?
Earl. So what actually happened is the smell from the car. I actually did smell something, but I didn't smell rotten eggs. They were saying, "Oh, it smells like rotten eggs." I'm like, oh, I don't know what it smells like, but it smells. So I just smelled rotten eggs. Then later that night, we just got back from eating. So we just got eating some wings, some barbecue wings. And yes, it is late at night, and these guys are talking nonstop for 2 hours. And I think to myself, man, I got to drive in the morning. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning. It's like, oh my gosh. So they're like, I wonder what's Devon doing. I wonder if he's mad. And it's like, I was like, yes, I can hear y'all. And they started laughing. So at one point, everyone's asleep. So I'm asleep. And I wake up because I got kind of nauseous. Like, have you ever had like that burp in the middle of the night, kind of like heartburn? It's like, ugh.
Like acid reflux.
Like the demon is trying to get out of your soul. I got you. I understand.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We've never felt that.
I mean, that acid reflux. So I wear contacts, so I can't see anything without my contacts. So when I woke up, it was pitch dark. So I was just trying to grab something, try to get some water first. So there was an empty water bottle right next to the sink, and I knocked that in trying to get a glass. So I knocked. That's the water bottle you heard, ladies and gentlemen. It hit in the sink, and then I got a glass and I turned it on. I got some water, drank some water. Then I went to the restroom. Now, I don't remember the shower curtain. I may have pulled the shower curtain. I don't remember. I sat down. I may or may have not turned the light. Was the light off?
The light was off.
I probably was too tired to turn on because I was like, whatever.
Light was off.
So I was sitting there, and then I do remember them knocking on the door saying, Devon, "Hey, Devin, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And so I remember being a little like I was tired. So yeah, I'm okay. So you sure? Yeah, I'm all right. And so they went back to the room and I opened the door and I went to go get. I went there and they're like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" So when they talk like that, I'm not taking them seriously. Like, so like they're just playing around.
We're trying to be comforting to him.
Like I just
scared.
like I thought they were just playing around. So like, "Hey, buddy, what was that?" So like, I dropped the bottle in the sink. So like, what was that water? I was getting a drink of water. I'm saying just like how they say they're asking me these questions. These are correct.
No, he's like, I was thirsty.
I was thirsty. And so Patrick's like, "Devin, what's my middle name?" And I know his middle name. It's Daniel. And I was just messing with him and I was like, Earl. And then they were like, Devin. It's like, I don't got time for this. So I went back to sleep and they told me
floated away.
I turned around and walked back to my bed and they told me the story the next morning. So like, Devin, we really thought you were possessed. Like, oh, I thought y'all were just playing around.
His arms were out. He was
Yes.
floating in the air. There was smoke underneath him.
His eyeballs were red.
They were rolled back.
Yes.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, it was the scariest thing. And then what's scary, remember when we went to go check on him in the bathroom?
Right.
We forgot to mention this. But we saw his body also laying down on the bed.
Shut up.
Oh, and the other thing too, he was snoring. Remember, he was full on
yeah.
snoring, and then at 5 a.m. it's
There's
just
no
gone.
more
There's
snoring.
no more snoring, and it's complete silence.
Yes.
It's like, is
Devin
Devin
always
okay?
snores.
Is Devin okay? Did he stop breathing? And then the initial knock on the door. Devin, are you okay? Me and Patrick look at each other. Devin, are you okay? I'm fine. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Me and Patrick jump back.
Like, run. And they didn't comfort us at all the whole entire time.
Nothing.
No, the whole time I was like thinking what Devin was like. We have to wake up early. I love sleep. Let me sleep.
I think Nate was secretly scared. She was like, I want to admit it.
If I don't see him, he don't see me.
It's like I have to be the tough one. Yeah, that's what actually happened, guys. I'm not possessed.
I don't know. We have two stories that contradict everything you say, so.
You scared the heck out of me, so you probably didn't believe it at first until you told him the story about the eggs.
I was legitimately scared. You were speaking in tongue at one point. It was terrifying. Yeah. Important A.
And the next day, y'all just talked about it. He was evil the whole trip.
Yeah, Devin was in a bad mood the rest of the time. We're like, yep, this is Devin's possession.
Oh, I remember that. That's funny.